What does one say to an ancient Nephilim ghost?
I suppose you start with...
All right, sweethearts, what are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed?
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another Diablo 3 Season 31 build-up video. This is going to be the Necromancer starter guide, full written guide for you. I will link it in the description so you can flick through these slides yourself. Season 31 is of course the Forbidden Archives. Of course I should say the Forbidden Archives theme means the cube is open, you can't stack things on top of things. You can't take 3 lots of Scythe of the Cycle guys, but you can take 3 different weapons, 3 different armors, 3 different jewelries, mix and match however you like. It's a really banger season theme for the Necromancer. What we're going to do is talk about 1 to 70 and getting your 6-piece set bonus. This is 0 to hero. This is really useful even if you're not going to play Necromancer, because I think one of the most viable strategies in Diablo 3 fastest start now is to play a Necromancer up until getting your 6-piece journey and then collecting your 6-piece on the class you actually want to play. That's what I'm planning to do. I'm going to make a Demon Hunter, get the multi-shot set, but I don't want to slog 1 to 70 with Demon Hunter. I don't want to slog to 6-piece on Demon Hunter. I'm going to do it on the Necro. It's going to be much faster. Likes brighten my day, guys. And let's get going. Right, the starting set for the Necromancer is Rathma. This is the Army of the Dead set. It is very, very strong, but it sucks early on because it needs so much cooldown. It revolves around resetting Army of the Dead, which is just on a huge cooldown. But on the good news side, the open cube Necromancer is definitely the class that benefits this the most. So I think Lord Nova is probably what I would recommend playing rather than Rathma. So good news is I don't even think you need to do the season journey with the Necro. You can just simply get blasting from 70. I would of course look out to swap it over to a trag'oul set or an Inarius set or a Bone Spear, whichever you get together first, but I think Lord Nova, even with some modest level on the Legacy of Dreams gem, will get you to Torment 16. I can't test this because there's no PTR, but that's what I'm planning to do myself. What's new? Absolutely nothing in this game. Nothing will be new ever. We're just going to get recycled season themes. But just in case you missed it, the Altar of Rites is added to the game permanently in season mode. This gives double kill streaks and double XP, so this kill streaks is easy to keep up. So massacre bonusing has never been easier. Even a scrub like me can get it done. Importantly though, items have got no level requirement once you get the second node of the altar unlocked, and that just means you can blast your way to 70 pretty quickly. So this is the altar. You of course need a couple of diamonds to combine to make a flawless diamond, so you should have that up like level 18, and then once items got no level requirement, your task is to train Hadrig and get producing level 70 items. Big question always at the start of a season: should you save your challenge rift bag for leveling or should you use it as a sacrifice to the altar? I'd say if you use it for leveling, you're going to be a couple of hours faster to a 6-piece because you're going to get to 70 faster, you're going to already have an upgrade done, you're going to be able to get to Torment 4 faster if you want to just go off and play a different set, so a different class, collect up the 6-piece and bail on the Necro. Even if you're planning on staying on the Necro, of course getting that first upgrade will kick you on progress wise, you'll just find items faster. I think it's about a 2-hour head start personally. If you are planning on maining Necro and you're going to play Necro the whole way, I'd just save it unless you're very casual, in which case it will make leveling faster. I'll cover both options in this video. If you do wish to use it, as in for leveling, you can then basically make as many level 70 items as you want almost. You can be at 70 within 30 minutes of getting Alt 2 unlocked, so all you need is the diamonds. You've got tons of gold. That is definitely a pain point if you don't use the challenge rift bag whilst leveling. You get your multiplier as normal on your weapon, you can upgrade a legendary, you can get your gloves in the loot pool, but you will be stuck at level 15 on the altar until the challenge rift resets on the Tuesday. So an example altar might look something like this. This is probably a screenshot of the old altar before it got nerfed, but the idea is that you can make it about half the way down, so you're not missing out terribly much, but again that's always up to you. Now if you do save it, then from level 18 of course we can still get diamonds and craft them, but we've got a little bit of more of an uphill battle because we do need gold, we need a Death's Breath because of course we get those in the challenge rift bag, and we will need materials. It is slower but it is still very doable. How long until you max out the altar? Well, I think it's probably about 20 hours worth of game time. Very RNG heavy. Making a Staff of Herding is annoying. It's better than it was because they did buff the drop rates of, I think, one of the components. You've got to get like an ancient hellfire, ancient puzzle ring. You've got to get a gift to drop. There's quite a few bits and bobs. It can be a bit fiddly. It really depends how much you concentrate on it. I think you probably could blast it out faster than the 20 hours, but it was Sunday of the season launch for me to max it out. Sunday morning, kind of about 12 o'clock, midday. I played quite a lot, so obviously just use that as a guide. I didn't concentrate on the altar, but of course I did at some point go off and do the necessary steps that are needed. Should you save, should you use, look, having fun of course is the main point. If you want to just get to 70 as fast as humanly possible, use your challenge rift bag. You pre-farm all the requirements for the rest of the altar, unlock it on the Tuesday when the challenge rift resets. But if you want to be as strong as possible with all of the altar goodies, then of course you should save it, max out your altar maybe on day 2, day 3 of the season. I'd say 90% of players should save the challenge rift leveling. I've done a few examples, playthroughs on Necro swapping onto Wizard. I'm going to do Necro swapping onto DH on the season launch, so it's not too bad. And I think even if you're quite an inexperienced player, just if you understand the mechanics, you can still get to 70 2-3 hours pretty comfortably. So I'd say you should save your challenge rift bag, but by all means, if you want to just have that fun, have that super blast up to 70, do please use it. Quick altar recap in case you've missed the last couple of seasons. We still get some nutty bonuses from this. Double bounties is cool, double death's breath, the double legendaries at Kadala is very, very nice. Double primals once you get the full thing unlocked, which is a lovely moment. Really is nice getting those double red beams. It probably only adds about 1 or 2 GR tiers of power in today's game. I wish it was more powerful, but it is what it is. We also get auto pickup, salvage, a lot of quality of life items in there for us. Season theme, Nova will crush, so this will be on Inarius. I think will be the strongest set for the Necro because it's just simply got the biggest damage modifier, which is 19,000%. Trag'ouls is a lower modifier, and then Legacy of Dreams will be a lot more convenient to play, I think, than Inarius, but it probably won't be as strong. I think looking at the numbers, Inarius should be the king of the pushing sets. Bone Spear will also be really strong. Necro should be very easy to T16 because of these season themes and the fact that you can put anything in the cube. Cube is of course open in the season theme, so we can put all the Necro weapons in, and I think it will be the easiest class to Greater Rift 150. Important dates, season starts on the 12th of April. Do not do your challenge rift till then, otherwise you will be very sad because you'll get stuck on your altar, which will be annoying. First steps, once the season is live, make your character, log into the season, beat the challenge rift. I will have a guide out if I don't have one out already. Put your pet on for your automatic pickup of gold. You need to salvage the follow items, keep the Templar weapon for yourself. Don't talk to the Enchantress till level 11 because her weapon will turn into something really nice for you then. If you are doing the challenge rift method and you're going to use the bag for leveling, you can make a Sage's set. A full quota of 70 items should be pretty easy. You will still be able to upgrade one thing in the cube. Once you've got that, you'll have tons of gold. You'll also have 475 blood shards to spend. If you are using the challenge rift bag, you can just simply take the follower's weapon, salvage all the stuff but keep the Templar one, unlock node 1. You then have got gold to buy life per second stuff from the vendor. You can then just simply go straight for the cube on master. You'll probably be like level 18 by the time you master bonus your way down there. Once you get back, train Hadric and the Mystic. Obviously you just need the diamonds to unlock node 2. You can craft your Sage's set, your level 70 items, and upgrade your two-handed scythe. If you're saving your challenge rift bag, it's a little bit different because again you want to unlock node 1, keep Templar weapon, etc. But you then want to do a Torment 1 set of bounties. This will give you the solitary Death's Breath you need to train Hadric, and it will give you the vast majority of the gold to getting him up to max. I would then after that go and get the cubes still on the Necromancer, even if I was going to swap off later. Act 3 Runes of Session again. At that point, I'm asking myself, have I got any diamonds? Have I got enough gold to train Hadric to max? If I don't, I'm going to have to do some more bounties for gold. And if I don't have the diamonds, I'm going to do boss bounties. So really, once you get back from the cube, if you're short on diamonds or gold, I just run Zoltan Cool over and over again until you've got both those things. Then make your level 70 weapon. You should be able to clear a Torment 1 Vision of Enmity with a 70 weapon, get enough mats that you can then craft some more level 70 items. Once you've got a level 70 weapon and like a full 70 armor, you should be absolutely fine to blast your way on like Torment 4, 5, 6, depending on RNG. Now, in general, diamonds don't enter the loot pool until level 18. That's why we have to kind of wait until then. Going for boss bounties is the fastest way, I think, to get them post 18. You can get them out of cursed chests. I've heard people have suggested goblin farming, Core of Ariat, and you can do that like really low level, like level 6, level 8, level 10, 12, whatever. I've never tried that though, so that's why it's got the question marks. If you are going to upgrade your weapon with the goodie bag, the challenge rift bag, you're going to get a guaranteed multiplier. This will just rocket you to 70 because, of course, instead of extracting it in a cube like we used to, you would simply keep it on your character and it would just be even more powerful for you. Maltorius buffs up Bone Spear. Nares, you just need to put poison skills on the bar. Rylena's, you just get basically double damage because the more max essence you have, the more damage you do. And then the Blood Tide, you get like up to 4,000% on Nova damage depending on how many enemies are near you. So Blood Tide is probably the best. It's been nerfed slightly, but it is still probably the best, I think. If you're going to spend your blood shards with your challenge rift bag, as long as you get to the gloves before level 30, it's fine because there's only the grasp of essence in the loot pool till then. If you're worried, just do it immediately, gamble them before you set off to go for the cube. You've got 87% roughly chance of getting them. You can then save the rest of your shards until level 35 and go for an Iron Rose offhand because that will come in handy. You can always extract it in the cube. It's really powerful for Nova, which is going to be handy. You can also roll for Leoric's Crown, Pox Folds. I say I'd go for Helm just for the extra XP. You probably don't need it on Torment 6, so maybe you could just simply go for the gloves and then go and do that offhand on the previous slide. Level 70 items, of course, this is the most important thing. As many as you can craft, each one will make your character stronger. You want main stats of intelligence because that's going to give you damage and toughness. Vitality is really nice because that'll help you not be squishy on Torment 6. You can re-roll things quite cheaply, you don't need to recraft lots of pieces, and you should be able to smash your way to 70 on T6. Really, I think I got to 70 in about an hour last season on the Necro. We did have the benefit of the goals from the soul shards, but I think I was probably a little out of practice, so I think about an hour is a pretty good time to get to the Necro, even if you don't use your challenge rift bag. Areas to level in. Initially you can try Halls of Agony, Fields of Misery, Temple of the Firstborn, pretty much where I just go and do it. It's in Act 2, I fully explore the zone, look for resplendent chests and stuff like that. Ruins of Sescheron is good if you get bored, if you want to pop down there. There's sometimes cursed chests down there. Rifts on console, yes, you can do them because you still get masker bonusing on Rifts in console, but on PC, absolutely not. You don't get any extra kill streaks. Level 18, of course, is the break point for the altar node. That's where all of this theory crafting about leveling really fast comes in. Combine the diamonds, as we say. Red gem in the helm for more XP. Red gem in the weapon, you don't really need to worry about that too much, but it will add a little bit for you. Buy rings, amulets with plus damage. You can have a look at those, particularly sort of around 61. You can start to get some extra gear. Obviously, you're not going to be able to craft jewelry, is basically what I'm getting at. Cursed chest tips in the Temple of the Firstborn. Explore the full zone. Resplendent chests are great. Range skills generally make it easier. AoE makes it easier. Corpse explosion is just amazing. I'll go through the skills fully in a minute. But of course, corpse explosion is the king's skill. Nova with the Blood Tide Blade is pretty god tier. That will generate corpses for you. Command Golem is a pile of corpses, which is great. You just need to make sure you remember to put your poison skills on for Nares. So change your rune on Corpse Explosion to a poison one. I've listed out the skills here. The green are poison ones, so if you decide to upgrade and you get a Nares, well, you want to look out for the poison runes. The Enchantress weapon at level 11 is pretty important, and other than that, at 18, craft the level 70 items. But generally, because Corpse Explosion is so strong, we're just looking for corpses. So Skeletal Mage at rank 11 with Gift of Death, they drop a corpse when they die, which is great. And then, of course, we're looking for the Golem, which comes in, I can't remember, is it about 13? I think it's here, 13. golem on demand pallet cups. I'll fill that in as well, because that really should be on here. Passive Commander of the Risen Dead is very good because that takes 30% off the cooldown of the golem, and Flesh Golem again I think comes in around level 18. I'll tidy that up on the slides. That just gives you extra corpses on your golem drop. Corpse Explosion, Close Quarters, we've got, again, go through these, whatever it is that you fancy playing. Blood Rush is a mobility skill, that's quite a good one to go in, and I've put down Iron Rose in the loot pool here. When it's 70, you're going to, if you do the journey, get the Rathma set. I'm going to try and talk you out of it because I think it 2p sucks. Permanent minions reduce Army of the Dead cooldown by half a second each time they deal damage. Skeletal warriors spawn faster, revives are now basically permanent minions. This is pretty rubbish because you just basically, if you like waiting around doing nothing until you can press Army of the Dead again, then that's fine, but you need lots of cooldown for this mechanic to work properly. You get a bunch of damage reduction in the 4-piece, not very exciting. We're all about damage when we're starting the game off to try and clear content, get more XP, get more items, so again, not really useful. 6 pieces a huge damage increase. Each permanent minion increases Army of the Dead, capping out at like 31,500. But you need cooldown because if you can't press Army of the Dead, you can't really do any damage. So you need like Ingeo, Messerschmitt's Reaver, cooldown reduction on all your pieces. And that's why I'd go the Lod Gem, because rather than, I've built Rathma to start off with in the past. It's very frustrating, and I'd just rather play at a lower level, but do the Lod Gem. Tips at 70, Sage's set, of course, is craftable. If you've used your Challenger's Bag, you'll have it anyway. Stats boost, double DBs, chuck it on your follower after you're done with it. Upgrade two-handed scythe, one-handed scythe for more modifiers. So obviously, as soon as you get to 70, you're just trying to find Death's Breath, trying to find Veiled Crystals, trying to get upgrades, and all that kind of stuff, just that you can make as many weapons and stick them in a cube. Of course, work on your altar progression, just you tick that off as you go. You can always make a level 1 Necro if you wanted to roll for things like Corpse Explosion gloves, Gold Wrap belt, kind of stuff like that. For upgrades, modifiers, so this is what you're spending your Death's Breath on. You've got the Scythe of the Cycle, which buffs up secondary skills including Nova and Bone Spear. Trag'oul's Corroded Fang, which buffs up everything by 200%, provided you've got a curse active on stuff. Jetheth, which is like the command skeleton, shield and scythe, again it's like 400% increased damage. Obviously you can't use it with the Lod Gem because it's a set, but it still can be useful. Funerary Pick is the Siphon Blood, increased damage on Novas as well. It's just 300% increased damage on it, which is nice. Two-handed Scythe, Maltorius for Bone Spear, Shadowhook's just general damage. Blood type Blade is Nova based, Nares is poison based, and you can make any combination of these work. You can mix and match however you wish because the cube of course is open. For cooldown reduction, if you are going the Rathma route or you do want some cooldown reduction anyway, Messerschmitt's Reaver's two-handed axe, that's like 1 second off every time you make a kill. It'll just pick one of your skills and take a second off its cooldown. Or you can do Ingame for infinite teleport. Again, it knocks 10 seconds off. The Blood Rush is on under a 10-second cooldown, so really good. Again, T16 will be using this at some point. Haunted Visions Amulet makes your simulacrums last forever, which is great. They will duplicate the Novas, so again, pretty big upgrade to get. And then braces. If you're looking to do Rathma, there's a modifier on the braces, and there's a modifier for Bone Spear on braces as well. So all these things are useful to upgrade in the cube. Other upgrades, Rings Amulets, just generally going to be good. Crispin Sentence is a biggie for the Necro. Convention of Elements is going to be big. Stone of Jordan, Puzzle Ring for Boon of the Hoarder and Toughness at T16. Flavor of Time for your follower. Squirts if you want to get one of those. Bloodshot spending, first port of call, Iron Rose, because you want those free Novas, you want the potential extra damage. I should really add on here Boots, Stuart's Grief Boots, because the move speed from those is just incredible. I normally roll for those second after I've got an offhand. You can do the Jesseth Shield if you're wanting to put that set together. Belts are decent, Dainty's Binding for damage reduction, Gold Wrap, both those are toughness based. And then fill out your legendaries, because the way the Lod Gem works, the more legendary items you have, the more damage it does. And then move on to rings, trying to pick up the nice jewellery bits. Crimsons and Guardians are both going to be useful. Guardians you're definitely going to use with Inarius once you've put that together. You're going to need to do some Torment 16 bounties for this. Rogue, Ring of Royal Grandeur is always handy because you're not really going to be able to use your Guardians without it. Of course you want legendary gems, Bane of the Powerful, Bane of the Trapped, probably Bane of the Stricken for the Novid. Single target damage is not very good, so I suspect even in speeds we might be taking the Stricken gem. We'll have to see. Gold Wrap's always on the shopping list for the toughness, and then Inarius pieces. I do think it's probably going to be the higher speeds and push for the Necro, but we'll have to see. And then again, maybe a Nova T16 build. This is another screenshot of the altar about halfway through. Again, just sort of showing you what you can get. And this is probably something like what I'm going to be trying to set up on the opening night. It's a Legacy of Dreams Nova build. So it will do more damage the more levels you have on the Lod Gem. It will do more damage the number of legendaries you've got, and you'll get double the damage bonus for anything that is ancient. Now, that sounds quite hard to put together and sounds fiddly, but the great news is that a lot of this stuff is quite flexible. So Bloodtide Blade is the big one for Nova. You're going to want to have that all of the time. After that, you can do Siphon Blood with the Funerary Pick and Iron Rose combo. It then doesn't cost any essence or life, so that's kind of nice. I like manual applying the Nova because I just find it a little clunky to play with the Siphon Blood. If you're going to go down that route, then of course these items that become less important. You can take a Scythe of the Cycle, which is 400% increased damage. I've put the trag'oul's Corroded Fang in, which is only 200%. So again, you might want to put the Scythe of the Cycle here. Scythe of the Cycle reduces bone armor, unfortunately, which is a little bit annoying, which is why I tend to try not play with it. But again, you can put that in. Nares, if you're going to be manually doing the Nova, then you pick the Poison Rune on Siphon Blood, Poison Rune on bone armor. That's 300% damage. If you're going to do the Siphon Blood, then you won't get Poison Nova, you'll get a Blood Nova, which is physical, so you can get rid of that one and bring in the Scythe of the Cycle. Crispin's is double damage, or even more than that if you get your crowd control off, which is generally going to be Dislocation. I've put Stone of Jordan just so that we can take all the cold modifiers, so you'd roll cold on your Andariels, cold on your Frostburns, cold on your Blackthorn Trousers. But you don't have to, you could take Convention of Elements, so in that case gloves would just be kind of anything, maybe something defensive. Mantle of Channeling, whilst you're doing Siphon Blood, 25% increased damage. You probably won't need it for Torment 16. There's so many moving parts and components to a Nova Necro. What I'd say is essential wise is the Stewart's Greaves for the super fast move speed. Crispin's is always really handy, that's probably never going to come out. Blood Tide, and then you're just making some other combination. Now, obviously, you're going to need to get Boon of the Hoarder for the gold for Torment 16. A Serra Plate is a really good way of getting essence back if you're doing the manual casting. If you're not doing manual casting, you don't need the Serra Plate. So if you see what I mean, there's so many components to this. Fueled by Death with the automatic corpse consuming is really handy. Overwhelming Essence, again, if you're going to do the manual casting. Rylena's Shadow Hook is another modifier that could come in for any of these, and that would just be more damage as well. Scythe, Dark Reaping for essence and also for the life recovery, and Swift Harvest if you want to increase your Siphon Blood attack speed. I will get a guide out on how to farm Torment 16 on the Necromancer just as soon as I can, so maybe it'll be the day 2 of the season. In terms of videos, there was no PCR, so these will be coming soon. Inarius T16 guide, GR speeds, Lod Nova speeds, Bone Spear speeds, Rathma speeds maybe. I don't really like that build that much, but I'll maybe give it a go, and I'm hoping to make push guides. I'm going to try and make as many build guides as I can this season, so we'll see where we end up. Right, that is the video. Thank you, feedback is welcome. I'm not sure how many more videos I'm going to get before season starts. Like, subscribe, and super thanks is always appreciated. I've been The Filthy Casual. Take it easy, guys. Peace.